Hey everybody, how's it going? Today is episode 4 of Chillin with Friends, and today I have Devon Gable
Howdy.
and Josh Walton
Back again.
back again.
Hello.
So, guys, how you feeling on this rainy Thursday?
Pretty good. I think I'm on beer number 4 or 5. So.
Are you?
Yeah.
Damn.
Oh, I'm doing just swell. Got my car repaired, and now I'm able to drive again. So that's always nice.
Yeah, freedom, right?
Yeah.
So, what was wrong with your car again?
So I needed an oil change, and then there were 4 different recalls. 2 of them involving the airbags exploding into shrapnel. One of them having something to do with like the brakes or the driving shaft, and I forget what the 4th one was.
You should have left it that way, I think. I think it's always more fun.
Yeah.
There's too many people anyways. I promote faulty airbags in all vehicles.
No way, dude. If anyone's the happiest around here, it's me, because now I have my gym partner back, so...
Fuck yeah, gym
yay,
again.
Yay for that.
Yeah, I felt weird this week not going to the gym, man.
Oh, you're telling me, man. I was like, man.
Yeah.
It feels weird. It's weird. I think the sweet spot I want to, once this gym is open over here, I think the sweet spot to work out is like 3 times a week for lifting.
Yeah.
That's my personal. Like 2 to 3 is good. People who do like 4 to 5, I just couldn't do it.
It seems like a bit too much to me personally.
I think they separate more than I do. Like when I go work out, like lift, I want to do my whole body. But
Don't
some
have to
people
go to
just
the
do
gym
legs.
if you shoot up roids.
Just take the easy way, right?
yeah,
I guess so.
Just do that.
You got a roids dealer? Because I don't know where to get that.
Certainly know a guy.
Sure, I could find him.
Did you ever hear that story? Zach Wilde, the guitarist for Ozzy Osbourne.
What about him?
He sold steroids to Ozzy. That's how he met him.
Really?
Isn't that crazy?
Yeah, that's
'Cause
awesome.
He's jacked, Zach. And apparently Ozzy wanted steroids, so
Why?
I don't know.
Probably because he wants any drug he can get his
'Cause
hands
yeah,
on.
Get him
he's
more
Ozzy.
fucked up.
He knows-
want to fuck up my slur a little bit more.
I feel like I'm speaking too clearly.
people can understand me a little. That's not good.
It's not good, no. Only while I sing, not any other time. Quaff Ozzy Osbourne.
That's hilarious. So Thursday night around here means you guys go to Magic.
Yes.
That's
Nerd alert.
Magic the Gathering imminent.
that is it's definitely your guys' realm. I don't know. I like for what I hear about it, and the art's really cool.
Yeah, no, it's fun. Fucking slinging spells, calling all sorts of random creatures to the field to smack your opponents in the face or to smack their creatures in the face. It's good.
It's a salty
Sounds-
game, and it costs too much money. Don't get into it.
Get into it. It's not that
Dude.
much. They're really cheap.
You guys are telling me that some cards though are getting like ridiculous levels.
Have always
Yeah,
been.
well, cards will always be expensive. They're limited print, so...
They're cardboard.
Well, yeah, but money is paper. So if you want to talk about attaching values to stupid things, let's go about currency.
Well, I mean, at least it's backed up by oil and
No,
the
by
U.S.
blood.
military.
Yes.
Blood diamonds. All right. Getting into government stuff. I like it.
If we want to get into government, the Swiss have finally revealed that the meatballs they use, like the Swiss meatballs at IKEA and everything, are actually Turkish made. They're not
Those
Swiss.
lying bastards.
Yeah.
What is this? I don't eat those, but what the hell?
Oh. I thought they were just going to be like, no, actually, they're all made out of horse, not just some. Because that
Well-
was a huge scandal a few years ago, is that there was horse meat in the meatballs, which the way we treat our horses, we don't breed them for food, so they're not FDA approved. They're not fit for human consumption. And they were
Oh
putting
shit! So they were lying the whole time.
So they were putting horse meat in the meatballs, and that was a scandal a few years ago.
Did you ever hear about the scandal with Jack in the Box? It was like 2004, like around that time, but they were using kangaroo meat in their hamburgers. I
Really?
think that was for like Hawaii and Alaska. It was kangaroo meat,
That is awesome.
right? But people found out about it and were like, what the fuck? We're eating kangaroos?
You guys ever pay attention to the commercials in like any fast food? They always say like fresh beef continuous in the U.S., but not not freaking Hawaii.
Yeah.
That's weird.
Costs too much money.
I don't want to ship all that overseas.
No cow farms in Hawaii.
Just a lot of cats.
You guys ever been? I haven't been yet, and I want to.
To Hawaii?
Yeah.
I went when I was real young. I went with my parents and my sister.
It's a death trap. Mother Nature's just going to take it out at some point.
It's nice that it's around now, but it's just islands. Like, what's protecting it?
Made out of volcanoes.
Exactly. It's just
All
kinda,
islands are pretty much made out of volcanoes.
Yeah, well, this one's still alive.
Well, yeah.
If you could live anywhere in the world, where would you live?
Anywhere?
Yeah, like
Out of choice, or are we like doomsday prepping?
we'll go both. Choice first.
Josh?
Man, I really like somewhere deep in the mountains. That'd be nice.
In Colorado, you stay here.
Yeah, probably. I like it here,
Me
but I
too.
mean, at the same time, I wouldn't. I just, if I, if I really had a choice, I'd just live on my private jet and fly around the world and shit.
Damn right.
Uh, an apartment. I would live in an apartment in Seattle
Why that?
Fucking hipster.
because I love the rain, and I don't know, just kind of like the idea of living in an apartment. See, my dream is to get rich enough to buy an apartment building and then just live in one of the apartments and like make money off the residents because they have to pay rent, and so I just don't have to do anything, so I can just hang out in my apartment and write and go do stuff if I want.
I've never lived in an apartment, and I don't know why, but it just doesn't sound appealing to me at all.
Townhomes are nicer.
I would do a townhome, but that's still, it's like so close, you know?
Mm-hmm.
They're right next to you.
The only reason I want an apartment is
It's
so I
because
can
you're not
be-
in a band.
Well, yes, and also so I can just be like right in the heart of downtown, wherever the fuck, and be able to get home like.
I don't like downtown. Never have.
Me either.
I mean, it's all right. I like going to shows. That's always fun. There's wild. There's some characters, some interesting characters.
Yeah, it sounds
at
great.
dive bars, and it's not some place I want to be all the time. I definitely have my concealed carry if I lived downtown. That's for fucking sure.
Dude, those videos you were showing me today were funny.
Oh yeah, so there's this new trend going on in fucking somewhere, but it was just like this black gentleman, and he pulls out
Black gentleman.
his Glock on people, like his wife in his home. I assumed it was his wife in his home, but he was walking behind her, and he was like just talking shit to her. And his gun pointed at her back, and she goes into this room, and he rounds the corner to go in, and she's got a fucking assault rifle pointed at him. And he's like, no, all right then. And he moves on, and that's what he's doing. It's like a never lacking, I think is the hashtag. And it's so you just pull out, their fucking pistol and point it at someone like, why you fucking around out here? Like, like, what are you doing? And then most people in the video responded with guns of their own. And he was like, cool, always carry.
His reaction was totally
Nice.
like that, too. He just saw the other guy, and he's like, oh, never mind. Like,
Yeah. He's like, right on.
Yeah.
Keep going. Did that to like a McDonald's. He was like, y'all need a gun in there. Put it back. Drove off. One of the guys was laughing. And then did it to like a convenience store or something. Maybe it was like Chinese food restaurant, but he was like two guys behind the counter. And he pulls it out and points it at him, and it's quick as shit. They both had both of theirs out, pointed right back at him.
yeah.
Right on. Where's that?
I don't remember. Memphis, I think, is where this trend is going.
Makes sense.
I got to talk a little bit about this because it interests me. But they're talking about the draft coming, where it's going to be in the next couple of years, 2019, 2020.
Sure.
And Denver's in consideration, but there's a report today that says Denver's the long shot. There's Vegas, Canton, Ohio, and us, I think. Oh, and Tennessee, Nashville.
We're being beat out by Ohio and Tennessee.
That's what I'm saying, dude. We're the fucking Broncos. Like, we're not some pushover team. We've been here forever. We're consistent. We kick ass. We're not going to get a Super Bowl. Like, throw us a damn bone, It's pissing me off.
Isn't Tennessee the home of the Tennessee Titans?
Yeah, but they've only
The
been there
fucking
since
Titans?
97. They've been there since 97. We've been here since 60, going strong the whole damn time. Give us a damn draft. It's pissing me off.
Give us two.
Anyway.
Fuck.
Got that off my chest. God damn it.
I'm sorry for your loss. I
I'm
don't
tired
know
of-
what you just said.
I am tired of not getting respect. Like, the Broncos don't at all. Hall of Fame. Pat Bowlen should be in the Hall of Fame, and he's not. It's
Who's
annoying.
Pat Bowlen?
Owner of the Broncos.
Ah,
He's
okay.
He's kick-ass. He's yeah, awesome. Definitely.
John Elway doesn't own the Broncos.
No.
My mistake.
I know
That's
nothing.
the worst to bring up with you two guys, but I had to get it off my chest.
Right on, yeah.
Yeah, for anyone watching, I know nothing of sports and I've always hated them.
You kick the ball into the goal and you make a basket.
Woo, a score!
Yeah!
Most
Sports
of my-
ball!
Most of my friends don't like sports, and I'm just like, ugh, God damn it.
No one to relate to. I'm all
if it-
alone.
If it makes you feel any better, I haven't managed to play Magic with any of my friends in like almost a year now.
Damn. Well, hey, shout out to those guys. Where the hell you at?
Bummer.
Oh,
Yeah.
hey, big shout out to my dad. It's May 3rd today. It's his birthday, so happy birthday, Dad.
Happy birthday, Mike's dad.
What was I gonna say?
Shit, I'll drink a victory beer for him.
You were probably going to say words.
Man, it's a good guess. Good guess.
Thank you.
but-
Thank you. Oh,
I believe Sharknado 6 is on its way
Dude,
out.
your grandma Dewey's so pumped about that. She loves that shit. She cracks me up. She's a character.
We could talk about Bloodlines and Heritage, I guess. That's a good one.
Like ours?
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't know. Like, I don't know if you actually know yours or what. I mean,
I know to my grandparents, and I've asked my grandparents about their grandparents, but that's the farthest I've ever gotten.
that's fair. I got a whole lot of Appalachian American, bunch of hillbillies.
moonshiners.
Yep. Moonshiners. Fucking bluegrass players. My great granddad played with Lester Flats and Earl Scruggs, which are like the guys who wrote Foggy Mountain Breakdown and songs like that. They're the biggest names in bluegrass, which is a pretty dead genre. I'd say.
Nowadays, what it was is dead.
Yeah.
That's for sure. I feel like bluegrass is still around, though. You just got to find it.
Well, I think it's just kind of a backwater kind of genre, you know?
That's where it started, that's for sure.
But
But I mean, jazz
still
is
there.
like a black kind of music. I mean, that's what kind of where it blew up, you know?
Yeah, no, it's definitely where the term originates.
Well, yeah, it certainly, like Harlem, New Orleans, places like that is where it all originated from, and
Harlem, too, yeah.
society deemed it like black and Mexican music, like it's evil music by the blacks and
Society
browns.
thought that jazz would make white women be slaves to the wills of black men or some bullshit like that back in the
No,
day.
they said essentially what they're like.
They, like, hypnotized them.
Marijuana is smoked by black jazz musicians to seduce white women
Yeah.
for interracial breeding, and we have to stop it.
It's crazy that idea is still kind of around, though. Like, some people are just like, no interracial breeding. Like, some people are idiots still.
Dude, people are all fucking
I
dumb.
mean-
people oppose cloning because they're like, oh no, it's so wrong. But like, you have a couple and they're both sterile, but they want to have a kid. Oh, but it's immoral for them to have a kid. Or
I don't know. Everyone has to be offended by something in this fucking country.
You're right, dude. You're right.
everyone has at least 6 buttons.
There's
Not
some
less.
article I read about some high schooler wore a Chinese dress to her prom, and the internet exploded over it.
What?
Why?
Yeah, because they were offended. It was cultural appropriation or whatever.
Was she a Chinese girl or was she white?
No, she was like Mexican or something. Like, who cares? It's a goddamn dress.
Cultural appropriation is how cultures and societies advance. Like Rome, they just kind of took everything from everywhere.
That's like she wore it, and like in North America, people are all fucking offended by like, how dare you steal their culture? Like I guess they took it as like a white guy at Burning Man wearing a fucking Indian headdress.
Oh, right.
Like that's the kind of offense they took. But then the article made its way over to China, and people are like, nice, cool.
Yeah, thanks for representing.
Yeah, no one in the world gives a shit about it except for weird liberals and like just younger age people in America.
Oh, yeah, it's all the liberals' fault. Dirty liberals.
Something's happened, though, in the recently with like liberals, whatever that is nowadays, is like something different than it was before.
So what happened really, in my opinion at least, is that conservatives have always been there, and America's always been like a pretty conservative culture compared to now. And so that's, as generations have gone on, we've been like, oh yeah, fuck the last generation, fuck the last generation, fuck the last generation. And so with Gen X or something, they did that to the baby boomers, and the baby boomers are like pinnacle of conservatives. And so with that, people were like, oh yeah, we're all more in between. And then the 90s came around, which was the 90s.
I don't think that's true at all.
That just reminds me.
What about all the free love and shit going on in the 60s? Those were all baby boomers. A lot of those people lived liberally as shit. I don't think that's correct at all.
Fair point.
I'm thinking the 90s. I'm thinking about the good hip hop. That was a good era for hip hop.
Good era for rap.
Yes.
Like my grandpa, he lived pretty liberally, I would say, in his youth. He served in Nam. He, like pretty, but he's conservative now. People just put a bad rap on all of them.
Yes.
But, because It's really people. The fact that it's still deemed cut and dry. You're a conservative or you're a liberal. If you think of yourself that way and other people in that sense, then it's automatically not doing any good.
Mm-hmm.
I hate teams and tribalness. I've talked about this before, but
Wait. You hate teams?
tribalness, like the all those words are the same to me. Like
Yeah. Oh,
our team is against your team. We don't like you because you're over there and we're over here. We all, as humans, I feel like we have a need to do that, and that's annoying.
Yeah, football. That's why it's so big.
Yep.
That's all it is.
Yep.
It gives you something to push against, I guess.
Yep. Yeah, we have rivals. I have a team to root for. All that shit.
and no one has to die in the process.
Yeah, see, sports are fun, but it's everywhere. That's what fucking politics are. Just pick a side.
Yeah.
I promote bringing back the Coliseum.
I wonder how this next election is gonna go. I mean, we're pretty far from it
Kid
now.
Rock, The Rock,
Oprah,
and Oprah.
Okay,
and
now one more. Who else? What's another good?
Ellen.
Ooh.
might as well throw
Two
her
women,
in there, too.
Yeah.
2 women, 2 men. Oh my god.
Yeah, so it's going to be Kid Rock versus The Rock and Oprah versus Ellen. It's like the best
Ooh.
TV show SmackDown ever.
Kid Rock
I hope
doesn't stand
they
a
wrestle
chance against The Rock,
at the-
though.
Oh my God, yes.
At the primary debate
I
for
hope
the
they
election.
wrestle.
They just like start dropping atomic elbows and shit on each other.
Dude, The
For
Rock
the
is definitely
people.
gonna win, dude.
Oh yeah. Oh
Throw
yeah.
the people's elbow into the. Oh man,
Mm-hmm.
shit's going down. And Ellen and Oprah. Oh my god.
This is a fucking. It's a
Remember that
joke.
stupid show,
Oh, yeah.
Celebrity Deathmatch?
This country is a joke. No,
Oh, you never saw that?
I've never saw that.
Oh, did you?
What?
Celebrity Deathmatch. You remember that show? It was like claymation kind of thing, and they had like celebrities fight to the death. It was hilarious.
That is awesome.
That's
never watched
amazing.
that?
What? Where was this?
I think it was on like MTV2.
I remember like skits of that kind of shit on Adult Swim. You
Really?
know?
Oh no, yeah, it was kind of like that, but it was like a full episode. Like it was funny.
That's awesome.
That's amazing. Yeah.
I can't believe you haven't seen that. You guys would have
No.
loved that, man.
That's like Ninja Warrior kind of stuff. Yeah, Deadliest Warrior. fit
Yeah,
off,
but yeah, and then they were like talking stuff to each other too, and like it was pretty funny. Yeah, that's amazing to me. You guys never saw that. I feel like that's right up your alley.
It totally is.
Right.
That's celebrities, politicians. I mean, I just want there to be less people.
Dude, I was listening to Eddie Bravo yesterday or the day before, and he made a point. He's like, is overpopulation a thing? Because like if you fly and you see all this barren land, like I heard this crazy
No,
thing.
not really. Like,
So in
pe-
America,
people think that it's overpopulated like me, but there's no way to accurately measure it because you don't know really what the maximum capacity of like output is for food production on this planet. And then, you can always build up, so you don't know like how tight you can pack people into spaces. Like there's no
true.
real way to measure it or gauge it.
Dude, from this video I was watching, I heard you could fit everyone in the world, the whole entire population, in Texas if you do it right.
Like shoulder to shoulder.
I don't know, close. I mean, I'm sure you have to be close, but isn't that crazy? So like, is overpopulation really a thing? Because look at all that fucking land, like,
yeah.
and how many European countries fit just in Texas? It's nuts, like.
Well, I mean, you say that, but you can't depopulate cities by shipping out people to the barren parts of the country and be like, build a new city here, like make this less
Definitely
barren.
not, but I think you could like send a team of people who
Who the fuck would want to do that though? I mean,
Well, I mean,
take
certainly
all our-
there's people who
all our
want to,
felons
but
and send them to Eastern Russia or Siberia. Build us a new city
right? Like, good
out
luck,
of
guys.
ice and
for
snow.
the people. You're
Good
going to be
luck.
the next Australia.
You guys can survive in like -40, right?
Better start eating Chernobyl juice to get superpowers.
For real. Get a few extra legs, maybe an extra pair of eyes or two. So in India, there was a dude who was going around selling tea, on trains. He was going on trains and like with a little trolley cart selling tea to people because people like tea, especially in India because of the British culture and all that.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, he was discovered to be using the water from the toilet of the train to make the tea.
That is awesome.
Was everybody
Right?
loving it?
Yeah, this guy was selling tea on this train for a while, and evidently he's using the toilet water the entire time.
No one ever checked.
Nope. I want to know how they found out. Like, did he forget to lock the door and someone walked in on him like mid scoop with the kettle?
That's terrible. Mid scoop. How did he get caught though?
I think he just pees in it, and then, instead of, like, flushing, he just scoops it up and boils out the pee.
Oh my, this tea has the most delightful aftertaste.
He's just sitting there like, you're stupid.
You know how much it
You're
costs to
drinking my
make?
pee.
Nothing.
That's terrible. That'd be gross.
You gotta stick it to the man somehow. This guy did it with piss tea on a train. That's great.
Yeah, stick it to the
Creative.
man, the one guy in control of India.
Remember fucking School of Rock? Stick it to the man.
Yeah.
The rare heart condition. God, I love that movie. Jack Black is so good. Tenacious D is funny. I like them.
I love Tenacious D.
Everyone loves Tenacious D.
It's good. They should.
Yeah.
I mean, maybe not everyone.
No, not everyone, but I don't know. I don't know how I felt about them for a while, but I grew to appreciate them.
Right on.
That's for sure. So,
I think they're like the best joke band, probably.
yeah, I can't think of a better one off the top of my head.
I don't know. Well, like Lonely Island doesn't compete with them, Like,
At all.
No.
Yeah, another joke band. I can't think of another. They're big. Like they're
Green
good.
Jelly.
I don't know them.
They're great.
I don't know the one you said either.
Lonely Island?
Uh-uh.
Dick in a Box? Do the Creeper?
Jizz in My Pants?
That one? Threw it on the ground?
None of those sound familiar.
You're not missing anything, really.
No.
They're brain cancers is all.
Would you say with that what's his name?
balls.
Wheeler Walker? Would you say Wheeler Walker Jr. is a joke band, or is he just doing shit that's funny?
Yeah. I mean, country artist, whatever you want to call him. But, I mean, he's a good singer, and he writes, I mean, I don't know how to gauge the quality of a country song, so he's as good as any other country artist in my eyes, so. I mean, the same thing with Tenacious D. I think they have real skill as a, rock band, like instrumentally, vocally, they have real skill, but they just make the shit funny.
That makes sense.
I think there's like other bands out there who aren't trying to be funny, but are inherently hilarious to me.
Like who?
Old school death metal bands that were trying to be brutal, and I just think they sound ridiculous. Like that one I was showing you the other day. I mean, it's just pig squeals the whole time.
Oh yeah, I liked that one though. That second one you showed me. That one had a good hop to it. That's what I like in metal. I've found I like hop and I like groove. Playing and listening.
Yeah, it's a technical death metal, all sorts of death metal. They've really become like jazz, where it's a musician's genre. It's not for the common people. Like,
so intense that it's
if you can't comprehend it, it's not easy to listen to. And so you have to really know, like, it's there to appreciate the sheer skill and talent, because it's just madness.
Totally.
But I mean, there's some bands, that's kind of the direction I think death metal needs to go from here, is the merging of almost the bringing of it to be mainstream. I mean, that sounds bad, but like,
I think it went
just
far
more
enough the other way.
intelligible, it's easier to listen to, which is catchier, like a common thing.
Why is that selling out? To be more listenable. Like, I'm not for radio, but just for my audience. If I'm playing a show or something, like, I want them to enjoy it. Why is that a bad thing?
Well, if you're at a show and you see an insane band like that, I think it's going to be fun either way, because you're just going to be like, what the fuck are you playing? Oh, my God. And so, and people still mosh to it. They still go hard, like it's been shown with all the bands that are big in those genres, but there's like a common coat, or like a common thing I think they do is like, where their choruses will be really groovy, but then their verses will just be blast beats and just madness. Like, I mean, which is a good sound. If you're going for that kind of feel, you can do it.
Yeah, I agree.
But I mean, it's hard to listen to, and it's not fun to listen to in every song over and over again.
That's why I'm totally open to doing songs like that. I just couldn't be in a band that did that all the time. I don't want to hear it myself, and I wouldn't want to play it.
I really hate how, because it's unintelligible a lot of the times, the death metal vocals,
Yeah.
people use it as a cop-out to where they don't have a good lyric flow.
That is true because it does. Yeah.
Yeah, and
I
they're like,
agree.
just look at this low scream,
Yeah.
and now a high one, and now a low one.
Yeah.
you
It
know,
doesn't
and
matter what
like,
they're saying.
yeah, and
Yeah,
it's
I
like,
don't
well,
like that either.
dude, you have no rhythm in your lyrics and what you're like. There's no flow to your, like. It should still have a vocal flow. If you can't understand it, it should definitely be catchy. Then,
Definitely, you have to. You have to use it as a percussion at that point.
yeah, like no one knows what you're fucking saying unless they're a real big fan and they looked up your lyrics.
Totally, I agree. Like you have to use it as a kind of a extra drum. Like it's a pattern you can follow.
Mm-hmm.
Instead of just making noise. I totally agree.
I like music. Some music's good. I have no
What's
idea
your
what the fuck you
favorite-
guys are talking about.
What's your
but
favorite
cool.
music right now, though?
Right now?
Yeah.
None. I'm listening to podcasts right now. I'm not really listening to music.
Been into a lot of podcasts too.
Yeah.
My music kind of, I have like a range of, I don't know, maybe 100 songs, but I keep playing through them. I'm the
Yeah, you
worst at-
do.
I'm the worst at finding new music.
You don't look for it. Most
I-
people don't.
I don't. But yeah,
I don't realize people do that in a lot of situations where it'll be like I don't get like listening to music is one of my biggest pastimes. Like a lot of times it's a go-to, like I'm gonna do nothing, just jam some songs,
some new shit. That's cool.
just listen to music and I'll talk to people like girls on Tinder, like new people I'm meeting, however it may be,
Yeah.
and like I forget that people aren't just like in love with listening to music.
Yeah,
And
not everyone's a musician.
No, and I forget that like, oh, this isn't your biggest pastime. People are like, oh, I like this genre or that's like they like a couple songs from a few different bands, but they never really listen to music. They don't
The
have
dirty heathens.
They don't have
You delve deep. You delve deep.
Yeah, like they don't like they're like, oh, I've heard some songs that I like, but that's about it. Like they don't. Music's not really an intimate thing at all in their life, and it's near impossible for me to comprehend.
I'm kind of in that boat too. Like I don't listen to music. Like I said, I have my songs and I like singing them, and that's fun. But I listen to a ton of podcasts and a ton of sports talk radio. I like that shit though.
I really like podcasts in the morning just to wake up. They help me wake up for some reason.
That's
I don't
cool.
know. Like I just throw one on like almost as soon as I'm awake in the mornings, and it'll just help me wake up because it gives me like it just kind of gives my brain chugging along at like a subconscious level.
Yeah, something to comprehend and like what are they talking about? What's the context of everything? Think through it.
That makes sense. What's your favorite podcast? Both of you guys.
There's some good ones over the years. I don't really listen to any of them anymore. I like Joe Rogan's. There's one called The Dollop. I forget their names, but that one was really cool. They just released a book maybe a year or two ago. It was all about they're just the most absurd stories in history of like real shit that's happened, like
Really?
people falling from a plane from 40,000 feet and living, like, or just like there was a guy going around in like the 1900s or something. He faked his doctorate, a bunch of stuff, and he was going around claiming to fix people's erectile dysfunction. And what he was actually doing was he was putting goat testicles in a person's testicles, which don't do a damn thing. And he was just like, yeah, you're all
Wow.
good. And then he would pay people to say that it helped and shit.
What?
Yeah.
Damn.
Managed to get like one hospital in Kansas or something to really back him and like him because he was friends with the mayor or whatever.
Wow.
But like he was just going around the country like this sensation of this super doctor, and he started doing the same thing with ovaries and shit.
Damn.
It was nuts, like just absurd stories, and I like that one because it's like, wow,
That's
what the hell?
When lobotomy was first invented, the guy who invented the lobotomy did it with an ice pick, and he was like, wow, this really works. All these insane people are really calming down after I stick a spike into their brain. So he got into his van, which he then dubbed the Lobotomobile, and went to every asylum across America showing them how to do it. And he'd do it just so slap happy haphazard, just like kind of like this, pa! And like smack them real good, and be like, okay, well, you know how to do it now, bye, after showing them how to do it once.
Just hit him in the head real hard one time with an ice pick. Tink. All right, this should fix you right up, buddy. Okay, patch him up. I gotta get on to the next hospital.
Yep, they're waiting for me. I already got advance payment.
Well, I mean, speaking of which, my mom works in an insane asylum. She had to do that the other day for work. Just take an ice pick and a chisel and
it's part of the basic training. Like when you go to medical school, your first day there, they're like, all right, this is how you do a correct lobotomy. And they don't do like it on a pig or something. No, they
actually don't even need an ice pick. You just use the back of a hammer or the front.
Oh, you can just use a pencil, man, in your palm. But they, so the reason a lot of people don't like to go to medical school is because on the first day, they draw names out of a hat to see who's going to be the lobotomy person. And, you know, after you go through that, you generally don't continue with your medical career. But
Damn, that's brutal.
yeah, right? Absolutely true. 100% factual.
I don't think I could be a doctor. Like seeing death all the time, or a nurse either. I wouldn't want to.
What about a vet?
Don't want to. No interest.
What about an executioner for like a prison? Maximum security.
Flip that switch.
Yeah, would you have to be a switch guy or a lethal injection guy?
Oh, you'd
Like
have
if
to
you
be a
had to do
doctor if
either.
you were going to give him lethal injection.
I guess
You just have to be a dude to flip a switch.
Yeah, I just be
Or a chick, I guess, a person.
a switch flipping dude.
Go in the interview. Flip this for me.
You got the job.
You're hired.
You're perfect.
'Cause you do this on a daily basis. Yeah, I
It
think
just
so.
reminds me of like the brutality of the Green Mile and like other movies like One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest.
Never
That
seen
was
that one.
Great
Green
one.
Mile's a great movie though.
Jack Nicholson is in that one. He gets a lobotomy in the end of that movie. It's great.
Damn.
But,
Spoiler alert.
spoiler, if
Retroactive.
you haven't seen this
Yeah, houses.
ancient fucking movie, I watched it in high school.
Dumbledore dies.
What's another one? Carl's dead. Walking Dead. Haha.
That happened a while ago, didn't
Yeah,
it?
if you haven't seen that.
Spoiler, Glenn's dead.
Darth Vader was Anakin the whole time.
What? Man, I love how Deadpool showed up in Infinity Wars and saved the day.
It was the best. Like, fuck Warlock. Adam Warlock, fuck you. You're not shit.
Did you guys go see the movie?
No.
Oh, you just seen that.
They're just saying bullshit. Deadpool's not in it. He's way too vulgar. Which is gay because it's not fitting to
See,
the
that-
comics.
Well, no, the
See, dude,
comics.
that's how-
No, it's absolutely fitting to the comics. Because in the comics, Thanos is defeated by Adam Warlock, who's the holder of the sixth Infinity Stone. So Thanos cannot get that Infinity Stone without interacting with Adam Warlock. And in like every single Marvel timeline that there is, Adam Warlock and that stone are like right side by side, never separated, except for like 3 timelines or something like that.
How many timelines do they have?
Well,
Loads.
Earth 676 is our timeline, so there's at least 675 others.
All right.
Dude, I'm so out of the loop with fucking superhero.
Oh no, we're not recording.
things. What do you mean?
Mics aren't recording. Timer's not going up.
Oh no, it's good. It freezes.
Oh, okay, good.
Yeah. I thought so too, but that light over there on the bottom, it's still on, so it's just frozen. See there.
Arnold Schwarzenegger
Right on.
must be near. Ready to make some ice puns.
Arnold Schwarzenegger.
Nice to see you. Cool off. God damn it, that was the best Batman movie.
I liked it. That's the only one I've ever seen, and I like it.
It's so good, dude.
Platinum Bat card.
Dr. Freeze.
Dr. Freeze.
Bat
was
nipples.
So good. I loved all the puns he made.
Bat nipples. That was a good movie. Poison Ivy.
They fucked Bane though. They did Bane terribly in that movie.
I don't even remember him being in it.
I don't either.
He was.
I don't remember it.
Yeah, it's fine. It's okay. It's good.
But no, I'm so terrible with superhero movies.
The Penguin. The Penguin.
Danny DeVito.
It's great.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Such a awesome, like so many good actors in that movie.
Are you guys into like those big series like The Sopranos or what's that other one? Game of Thrones?
That's a really good book series. You should definitely read that and never watch a TV show ever.
I haven't seen any of them.
No.
Not the books either.
I hear the TV show is actually pretty good. I actually
hear.
hear it's really good. And it has an ending, so that's nice. The books probably won't ever end.
No.
Martin's going to finish writing it and then burn it while laughing and then have a heart attack and die.
Or shoot himself. Whatever. Go down in flames with it. But
Yeah, with the manuscript.
no one's ever going to get that last final book.
Not the true one. Not how it should have ended.
Nope.
Lame.
Martin, you bastard.
Didn't you guys read all of them?
Yep. Sure did.
And there's another one coming out.
Man, we should
No.
read the rest of the Dunes. Dune is a really old book series from
70s.
Yeah, 70s, something like that. And the first 3 are phenomenal. And after that, they're trash.
The first 2.5 are phenomenal. And then the end of the last book, it's like just building all this climax. And it's like, oh my God, this is going to be so cool, such a cool fight. And then you flip the page and it's like, we won. The battle is over. The fuck happened?
Yeah, they
That's
took
how
it over.
ends.
Yeah,
Yeah,
pretty
yeah.
much. It was real short.
It's terrible.
Yeah.
The author died, and so the guy's son was like, "Oh, I'll finish it in his name," kind of like the
did a real bad job at it too.
whatever the Tolkien book is that's not considered canon because it was written by his son, and everyone fucking hates it. But it's pretty much that, just terrible ending with it's bad. It's bad. Great book series though, or first part.
Oh yeah, it was phenomenal for the beginning.
So cool with their fucking.
They rode giant sandworms on this desert planet.
That sounds awesome.
Yeah.
That sure reminds me of SpongeBob though. A big ass worm.
The Alaskan bullworm. That's pretty much what they were. Same relative size, if not
Huge.
bigger. Yeah.
Yeah. And they had like these suits that would trap the moisture and like their urine and stuff and then reprocess it into water so they wouldn't just die of dehydration on this desert planet named Dune. But like with this level of technology they had, they were still like tribal living in caves. And so it was like a really weird contrast to have these tribal people using this advanced technology but still being relatively tribal.
Yeah, they're very shamanistic. Really like their
Shamanistic,
spices,
there you go.
drugs and stuff. But
Yeah. That sounds great. How many books are in that series?
I have no idea. It's trash after the third. So
Yep.
I tried so hard with The Passage, man. I just couldn't keep going. That's one of the only books I've ever given up on, especially audiobooks, because that's how I like books.
I swear to God, he wrote that while on like a bunch of Adderall, and he's like, this character, now this character, now this character.
I don't care what anyone says. That's one of the greatest book series ever.
It is a good book series.
I can't believe
and
there's more
enjoyed
than
it.
one, too. Like, couldn't even
didn't
get to
ask.
the first one.
No, so the beginning of the first one is all like ADD, jumpy, and you can't really fucking keep track of it. And then after
It's
that,
just a ton of build up, and people don't like that. Like
It's not even
a ton
build
of-
up.
It is. It absolutely is.
It would be build up if it followed one character and like the story kept like tensions were rising, but it's like this happens, now this happens, now this happens, and they're like states away, years apart.
This is a trilogy that the guy wrote over a decade. It took over a decade for this trilogy to be written, and so therefore it took a ton of setting up.
Yeah, I'm just saying he did it poorly.
Kristen Jonan?
What?
Yep.
Kristen Jonan, the guy who wrote the book.
Oh, okay.
Spoon. I can't help it, dude. I don't know when that started, but I cannot stop spooning words. Whether I actually say them out loud or I just do it in my head, it's happening all the time. It's ridiculous.
It's a plague. It's plague.
I'm
It's
infected.
transmissible too. Like you can get it by just being around someone.
That's how I got it. I didn't do this
Because
my whole
I
life.
spooned a lot. Like
I don't know what happened, dude. but-
we spooned a lot.
I catch myself doing that with magic cards, and my opponents are like, "What did you just say?" Oh, elvish mystic, melvish istic.
Yeah, I don't know. I can't help it, dude. Those burritos were so damn good today. Should have had one, Devin.
I feel like I'm in a coma.
Should have.
And I'm still full.
I'm starving.
Oh,
I am now starting to not be full of food. Like that was max capacity. I was just like bloated.
and that was like a couple hours ago.
Yeah, and I was like, ugh, jeez.
And it was one
Double.
burrito. It's not like we ate like 5.
No, yeah, big burrito.
Yeah. So I had chicken, which I can cook chicken pretty well.
Yeah, it's staple.
Chicken, brown rice, and I had beans in mine. Damn, that was
Nice.
good.
I need a straight jacket for on stage.
That'd be cool.
I mean, but it's got to be different though, so I don't look like fucking disturbed. I don't want to be.
You'll have to look that up sometime, but I'm pretty sure they wheel him out and he's in the jacket. I don't know how he gets out of it or whatever, but
Probably custom made, so you could just like flex a little bit, and it comes open on the back or something.
probably they had to have.
Put
but,
a thread in for a seam.
I miss playing shows. I like doing my face paint for the show. I miss that a lot. I haven't got to do that. When's the last time we played a show? What was the last one? The Moon Room?
Yes. With
Damn.
when Andre got it together.
Yeah, Andre.
The Goat Hill. That was before I joined the Goat Hill.
That was. He's so nice. Like, that's how I'm glad you're with those guys, dude. They're nice. But Andre, we didn't even know him. He's like, hey, you guys need help? Like, sure, dude. Thanks. He's just so nice.
Well, he got us on that whole show was his favorite bassist in Denver.
Fuck
That's
yeah,
what that
dude.
show was. And so that's why there was like Enlight played and Rise's Legends, I believe, played.
So was
Yeah,
he
I
just
think that is.
scouting?
He might have fucking been, dude.
He's like, I know we're gonna need a bassist.
Wow. Didn't think about it like that.
Well, I mean, he already knew us. He had already.
True.
They had been to like 5 of our shows.
That's crazy to me, too. But how cool, you know?
Yeah, like Joe's like, yeah, I've been to like 5 of your different shows, and we've talked to several different times. And I was like, I don't remember that at all.
That is super funny.
But you know, I was a little hellion even when I was underage. Always mentally impaired.
It's okay. You grew out of it ish.
I grew out of my retardation a little bit.
A little bit.
Debatable, but you know, you're getting there.
I still really like Scooby-Doo.
Oh my god. Did you guys ever eat Scooby Snacks? The gummies?
Fuck yeah, I did.
Oh my god.
Dude,
Those were
delicious.
so good.
The only ones that were like a solid color.
Yeah.
The Scooby head, the
Mhm.
baby blue one. Oh, that was so good. God. I could think about it right now and it's just
Nostalgia.
I haven't thought about those in forever. Oh my god.
they come up in my head sometimes. I'm like, man. Those
Okay.
were good.
What's the most... Did you guys ever do anything like stupid dangerous as a kid?
Yes, but I'm not at liberty to speak of it.
Not crimes. Just stupid.
I did stupid shit with Everett, definitely, but not like dangerous, like crime wise. But like we had to kill that big ass fish. Remember that?
That fish could have killed you, man. Just
That was stupid. We killed the big ass fish. We caught a wild, a
Yeah, you
rabbit
should
in the
talk
yard.
about that fish's diet because maybe he was onto something because that thing lived like a champion.
That's why I should recommend everybody
Yeah.
eat like that fish and you'll live.
just do like that fish does.
Eat one hot dog every like few months and you'll be all right.
He's a violent, just vicious bastard. He was
Dude, I think that thing just lived on rage. It wasn't even the hot dog.
Dude,
Like
did I
a
tell you
Doom
that story?
guy.
Yeah, you
when
did.
oh my god, it was funny when you go up to the glass and you just like smack its face up against it.
Yeah, like, come on,
That
get
was
in here.
That was
see
a
what
gangster
happens.
fish. He was not going out easy. But yeah, I've done stupid
Resilient. That's like the Rambo of fish.
He was a convict too, which I was like, yeah, I fit you. Which is funny.
Convict fish?
Yep. I
Was
didn't
his
know that
name
was a
Michael?
thing either.
Sorry, not Michael
Is
Vick.
that- are
That
those
was a
synod-
bad joke.
Are those similar to the penitentiary fish?
I hear they're I hear they're similar.
Same species, or I don't remember what all the.
And the
Subcategories
institutionalized
are.
jelly is also a part of that family.
I think the jail toad's part of that family too.
The jail toad.
Yeah, I made it on the land. Gruesome legs.
What's your
Evolution.
okay? So
Yeah.
if you had, you get one melee weapon of your choice and one predator, like vicious predator, an apex one on from Earth that would you get to fight.
We gotta do this quick because we have a minute and a half.
Spear,
already.
boar, done.
Melee? Is that just like a something? you
Well,
smack
let me
people
tell
with?
you
Yes.
something.
Melee's
Boars can get up to 14 to 1,800 pounds. Did you know that?
Yeah, I did. And I also know that you use spears, so when they charge at you to try to kill you, they run into your spear and kill themselves. So you don't have to do shit except for plant your spear.
I don't.
Spear
I would.
sounds nice because they could just run into it.
Yeah.
And
So boars and spears,
Well,
those are mine.
we're gonna test it once I find an 1,800-pound wild boar.
I'm not going to kill a boar.
No, it's probably gonna kill you, which is my bet. But we'll see. Mine would be
I'm not going to put myself in that. Oh, continue.
mine
Madman.
is gonna be maybe that'll be on next episode. So stay tuned, guys.
Yeah, we could broadcast a boar fight. So
You might be able to see my ribs and my spleen
Devin might die.
Devin might die, but
for the third time.
he might grow into his manhood and slay that fucking boar.
Finally, my
Yeah,
body will fit
definitely
my
stay tuned
dick.
to that.
All right, you guys can hear our answers next time.
That's true. Yeah, we're gonna have to wrap this one up. But Devin, thanks for being on the show.
You better get
First
to
ever
training.
Thanks for
guest.
having me.
Josh.
Yeah.
Start training
Same.
for that boar, motherfucker.
Ah, jeez. I need to use a spear, learn how to use it. Fuck.
Yeah, we gotta buy spears. Where the hell do you buy spears?
You can
We'll
make
make
one.
'em.
Yeah. Stones and logs
We'll
and
go, like,
shit.
I'd
Native
work in
American
sheep, but
style.
we could. It's fine. That's what kind of spear do you want? It's a big question. Do you want a halberd or a spear?
A halberd's not a spear. A halberd is a halberd.
But they're awesome.
Yeah, but you can't. Well, I guess you probably could. You might be able to kill a boar with a
Depends
halberd.
what kind.
Anyway, tune in next time, guys. Thanks for watching.
Bye.
See ya. Chill with
Adios.
friends. Bye.